clairs, such as clairvoyance or clairaudience, these are typical ones that you'll hear, are utilized for any intuitive learning. So if you really want to, if you would like to expand your intuition, you can identify these clairs and work with them in order to expand your intuition and develop it to a further heightened level so that you can get really good at predicting and reading oracle cards and navigating life. Truly, we are all oracles. Oracles are beings who channel source through them. So there used to be priests and priestesses, there have been throughout time, who can receive these downloads of information and are able to give them to the community that they're in. So a lot of us have these clairsenses. In fact, I believe that all of us do have them. It's just how much we've developed them and how much we are able to trust them. So the first thing you must develop within yourself is trust. Trust is essential to being an intuitive. You must learn to trust your inner guidance system. We were all born with this inner guidance system that allows us to navigate through life and flow through life easily and gracefully. So, I want to start by speaking of the clairs. So the first clair sense is clairvoyance. Okay? Clairvoyance. I'm sure many of you have heard this word. So you can break the words down. I like to break language down so I can get the feel of the word. So clair sounds like clear or clarity. So obviously that means you're going to get a clear sense or a clear feeling. You can already tell that just by the word. So the next is voy. So when I hear voy, I think maybe like distance or like a voyage. And then ans, which is the whole feeling of the vibration. So clairvoyance is vision. So this is a visual sense, and these clairvoyants are able to perceive and have these clear visions within their minds, whether it be symbols or predictions, something may happen, maybe seeing a face in the mind's eye, or just connecting with something visually. And it doesn't have to do with any time and space. It's usually beyond those limits. You can have visions of things thousands of years from now. It doesn't matter. Everything is present in truth. Time is just part of our system that we've created. So clairvoyance. The time when the sense is obviously going to be the most heightened is during meditation. So I suggest working with these clairs in meditation and being able to distinguish each one so that you could recognize which one you might be stronger in and which one you might want to work on. So the clairvoyance is our first one. And let's see. Yes. Okay, the next one we have is clairaudience. I think you can figure out what that means. Clairaudience. So audi is obviously hearing. Clear audio. So this can mean any little whispers or messages or things that you hear in your mind. This is clairaudience. Maybe you have an angel who's speaking to you and you can hear him talking in one of your ears, or you get a weird buzz or tingling in your ear. Now, usually most channels or mediums are they both work with clairvoyance and clairaudience, especially channelers. They hear the information coming in and they can relay it really easily. And let's see, the next one is clairsentience. So sentience means a sensation or a feeling. So this clairsentience is really powerful. It's like when you enter a room, for example, and you get goosebumps and your hair is sticking on end because the energy in the room is shifted. Maybe you feel something unusual in there. That is your clairsentience. You usually feel it with your whole body. It can be with parts of your body, but you get a feel for it. Clairsentience can be used for any healers doing any healing work, feeling parts of the body. They might have their hands over you, over your body, and they'll feel something that doesn't feel quite right, or feel something heavy there. Maybe it feels warmth or cold. That's your clairsentience. Okay, then we have claircognizance, which means cognition, maybe clear knowing. So this is when you just know. You feel it in your whole being that you know something easily. You don't know how you got this information, and you don't need to know how. You just know it, and you feel it with all of your body. Like, for example, a premonition. Like, you feel like something is going to happen to somebody. You feel it strongly within you. You just know. And you need to tell that person, or you need to let somebody know. Obviously, you're getting that download early for a reason. Especially, mainly, we get these senses just to strengthen our own intuition and to trust ourselves that we do have these powers, that we do know, we are aware. So another clair is clairgustance. So this is kind of a different clair, but it's when we get a taste in our mouth of something. For, the saying, got a bad taste in your mouth. So that's exactly what it is. Or maybe when you're with somebody and you're having a flashback of a memory and you get a taste in your mouth. Maybe you were enjoying some really good food and the taste comes back into your mouth. That is clairgustance. There's another one called clairalience, which means clear smelling. So that's when you have a scent of something and there's no physical source of the scent. So this occurred to me strongly once when I was in a haunted hotel, and they told us about a woman who had died there, and some people could smell her perfume or smell perfume in the room and didn't know where it was coming from. And my mother and I both smelled it, and it was following me around because we would switch sides of the bed, and I could smell it strongly where I was. When she'd go to the other side of the bed, she couldn't smell it, and then when she'd stand right next to me, she could smell it. I wasn't wearing perfume or anything. It wasn't my smell, but it was really cool to be able to smell something that was coming from somewhere else. And these smells could maybe come from past memories, or maybe you remember a smell that wasn't good, or maybe it was really good. Or even like if there's a spirit, maybe that spirit like smoked cigarettes or something, and you can smell cigarettes, but nobody around you is smoking. So that's clairalience. So if you have any questions on these clairs, you can message me or leave a comment. Also, you can Google them. They are definitely on the interweb. And so with these clairs, we want to develop them and be able to heighten our senses. So I'm going to give you an example when we're doing an oracle reading. Okay. So if you want to work with these senses to really fine tune all of them. So for example, you pull a card. Don't look at it yet. You hold it in your hand and you close your eyes and see or hear what comes up. So you can focus just on seeing, so your clairvoyance. So what images come to your mind, see if anything comes up strongly, and get a feel for that already, so you already know a little bit about what's coming forward. Okay, and then you can write that down. This is a good way to practice. So first, focus on that clairvoyance. What do you see? Write it down. The next step, clairaudience. focus on your hearing. What do you hear? Are there any words that are coming through? Any little sounds coming through? Whatever it is, write it down. And the next one, clairsentience. What do you feel? So take a deep breath and just focus on what do you feel in your body. Is there a heaviness? Is there a lightness? Is there a strong force? Is there a light touch? Or maybe there's just a little pressure, maybe no pressure at all. Learn to distinguish these feelings. Learn to distinguish if you feel an energy presence around you. And then you can check with your claircognizance. What do you know about it? What do you just know? Is there something that you just know about it? And write that down. And then you can go to your clairgustance and clairalience, your taste and your feet and your smell. Is there any taste in your mouth? Is there anything that you could smell coming up? This doesn't always happen in card readings, but sometimes it does. So just be aware. Learn to work with each clair and be aware of what's coming through. Now, after you've written down all that information on your card, so I'm going to go ahead and do it as well, so you can take a minute. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the clairs that I got without looking at the card. So I read the card first without looking at it. So clairvoyance, I didn't really have too much of an image coming up, I think because I'm kind of moving quickly, so that I wasn't seeing anything too strongly. But I was hearing the words fiber and heart. And so that was my clairaudience. And then I went into my clairsentience. What did I feel? So I felt happiness and warmth, and a weight being lifted. And what do I know? So claircognizance, what do I know about the card? I know that it's great, and I know that there's perfection in it. So, okay, I already know those things about it before even looking at the picture on the card. The next thing was my clairalience. Didn't really have much of a taste, but I did have a smell of like warm bread. So that can be like really comforting and homey and relaxing. Okay, so let's get ready to flip our cards after we're all done there. Let's see what it is. Oh, okay, perfect. So the card. So typically I ask when I'm teaching people to do this is to cover up the word before you even look at the card. Cover up the word. So I know you already saw my word, but that's okay. Just cover up the word, and then you start to look at the image. So then you can start breaking down what you visually see. Okay, you already saw my word, so I'll just show it. So looking at every detail is important. You can even kind of move through the card and block off certain areas of the card. You want to notice, okay, so take note of the little things. There's 3 people on the card, okay? 3 people. There's 2 females and 1 male. Okay, there's 1 child. Obviously, we know that this is a family. These people are in a relationship together. And look at the way they are sitting together. They're really close. Okay, can't see that well, but the little girl, her eyes are not at the camera. They're like dazing off. So that's a first sign that could be like she's in her own dream world. Okay, Dad has his arm pretty tightly around her. That can be protection. You know, he's holding her close, kind of guarding her from the world. They're on a green couch. So that's heart. Green is the color of the heart chakra. So that can be love. There's love there. And mom's in the back smiling. So that can be looked at a number of different ways. Your reading is going to be totally unique to my reading too. That's the fun thing about it. Everybody's going to have a little bit of a different perception and see different things in the card. Some of the same things too, obviously, but depending on the reading, the situation, the person, there are going to be different messages and things that you notice about that card. So something might be totally different the next time you read this card. It might not be the same meaning as it meant the time you read it to somebody else, okay? So the mom, she's got a smile, and she's kind of like above, she's kind of watching over these two in a way, you know. She's kind of, maybe she keeps the family together. I don't know, you know, she looks kind of like she's watching over it. Other things you can notice are like hand placement. So hand placements are really important. For example, in this card particularly, it has people. All cards are going to be different. And her toes, like she has even her feet, the way her feet are, she has her toes kind of touching, and that kind of is playful to me. Like she's, you know, happy, giddy, playing. And then she's like looking out that way, almost like she's posed, like she has to look like that for the picture, but it's okay, you know, she's cute. And then another thing is just the way they're all connected. There's a connection there through all of them. All the lines are connected, so they work as one unit. A family works as one together. They share ultimate goals together. And you can notice little things on their face and then end up pinpointing who these people may be to your client or to yourself or whoever you're reading for. You might be able to decide these might be people that you know, or it could just be a representation of what you want, or anything. So another thing you can notice, like, are all the colors are always important, and you can look up and find out what colors mean to you. Develop your own color definition list, so you can go to that in your mind or bring it with you, so that you know what colors mean to you, what colors mean what. I usually relate them to the chakras, but then I can go off from there. Like sometimes, for example, green might mean like intelligence. Green can mean growth, or earth, so it can be like grounding. It can mean a number of things. So it's just what you know. Use your claircognizance in that moment. What do you know about it? So after you look at the image of the card without the word, go through your clairs again. Go through your clairvoyance again. What do you know about the picture? Visually, you know that it's a family that's together, for example. And then you want to go to your clairaudience. So what are you hearing? You might already hear the word family without looking at it, and you're like, yeah, of course it says family. Maybe this card's obvious. I don't know, but all cards are going to be a little bit different, but these techniques work for all oracle cards. And once you figure out how to read these easily, you'll be reading life. You'll be reading every picture you see. You'll be reading the trees. You'll be reading the clouds. Everything has messages, underlying messages, and underlying vibrations in them. That's what this is about, is deciphering codes and learning the language of feeling and learning how to use our clair senses. So you'll go through those other clairs and find out what other information you get, and you can give a full detailed reading that goes into more depth, and you can take your time with it and learn how to really master this. Okay, so I'm going to do one more card, and we'll do the same thing. The first thing I saw visually was like a ha face, or like somebody laughing. And then the clairaudience, the words that came in were truth and action. My clairsentience that I got was free, feeling free, so feeling light. And what I know about the card is gratitude. That's what came through. I had no gratitude. Didn't really have any smells or taste. Okay, now I'm going to show you the card. Awesome. Let me get it at a good angle so you can see it. Okay, great. So what's going on in this card? We've got fingers pointing up at the sky. So it looks like there's a lot of fingers. So this could be like a crowd of people. Great, thank you, computer. Crowd of people pointing up at the stars, or up. You know, it could be at a concert or festival, music event, and there's literal stars or stars on the. So there's literal stars or stars on stage, but whatever. Maybe there's bright lights flashing at them, and everybody's pointing up one. So like we're all one, we're all together. You know, we're number one first. Maybe coming in first, feeling like number one. Okay, so you can tap into a lot of different things on this card. Maybe you want to just look at the stars. Maybe just look at these and say, you know, what is that star? Maybe a name of a star will come through. You want to go to your other clairs. Use your clairaudience. Use your claircognizance, clairsentience again when you're just looking at the image, and find out what words come in. So like happiness, you know, that word's coming in for me. The purple, I have the purple behind me. Crown chakra, opening, bringing in light, maybe from the heavens, bringing down light. So really cool card. And the word is fun times. So, okay. So the word doesn't always apply on the card, okay? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You will know because you'll use your claircognizance if the word has meaning or not. You will know. You will know if there's significance of them pointing up. You will know, okay? But generally, you'll choose a card that is going to align with whatever it is you need to know in that moment, and what you need to know will come through. Just need to be open to it and trust it. Trust your senses. So definitely practice on these cards. Practice separating those clairs so that you can really fully develop them. And oh wow, you know, I didn't even know I had these superhuman powers. Maybe you did, but you just didn't know what they were called. And yeah, so we'll read one more card together. I'll read one more to show you an example. Okay. The clairvoyance, what I saw. I saw two hearts coming together, so maybe a union occurring. Okay, what did I hear? I heard laughter and joy. Clairaudience. My clairsentience. What did I feel? I felt really good, euphoric a little bit. And what do I just know about it? I know love. I know that there's just love involved here. And what did I smell? I kind of got a little bit of the smell of spaghetti. I guess I'm a big food lover, obviously, but I got a little smell of spaghetti, which is delicious. And it's also kind of romantic. And yeah, so okay, let's see what the card is. Cool. So this card doesn't really even relate to the clairs I was getting before I looked at it, which doesn't even matter. Those things can still relate. You want to trust those intuitive feelings, intuitive clairs. But what we have here is an image of someone meditating, and just a white being, a white light being, and all this beautiful growth happening around them. They're sitting in an open, receptive position, so they're able to receive the light coming in, and they're able to emit light coming out of them as well. So, and you can see that they don't really have an identity, so that's kind of like the ego diminishing there. Oops, the card just dropped. That's the ego leaving and just coming into that space of love and light. So go ahead and use your clairs on it and see what other transmissions you get, and then we'll look at the word. And the word is spiritual growth, which is pretty fitting for the image. So there's growth around you. So trust your guides, trust your spirit, and trust the growth you're going through right now. It all serves a purpose. So that concludes my oracle introduction and on the clairs and how to use them when you're doing oracle readings. So if you have further questions, just message me, and I am available to do private training sessions to help you develop these clairs even more. We'll just practice together and take them further. So I hope this has assisted you today on your voyage of love and light.